coming your way from Miller Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where tonight the Pirates continue their two-city, seven-game road trip. It's game 2 of the 4-game set against the first-place club in the National League Central Division, those Milwaukee Brewers. And the Pirates shaved one game off of that lead. They're 5 back now of the Brew Crew, thanks to their 8-1 victory. Greg Brown, John Wader, and Robbie Smikowski with you. Nice start for Garrett Cole last night, John, and continued strong support from the Pirates offense, in particular, Andrew McCutchen.
Yeah, Garrett was in the offense, too. He got a hit and scored a run, but Andrew McCutchen, Clint Hurdle said it before, when he goes, the team goes, and he hits his pitch there off the plate away. That's a pitch he couldn't reach much of last year and most of this year, but he's getting to that front side. He's driving the ball the other way. A big base hit later in the game, an RBI single up the middle. The Pirates have just been smoking the ball, especially Andrew McCutchen, lately, especially the month of June, including these guys.
Yeah, how about the real under-the-radar guy and Jordy Mercer? Look what he's done in this month, 362. He has a 9-game hitting streak, and David Freese has reached base safely in 17 straight games.
And now Freese leading the team in on-base percentage, and you have Jay Hay and Frazier and those guys swinging the bat a lot better. The offense, you get Polanco, you get Bell going. This could be a very, very good offense going through the rest of the year.
So that becomes a challenge then for tonight's Brewers starter, you would think, even though Zach Davies has a very impressive 7-3 record. Pirates have done good work against him.
Yeah, he's a crafty guy. He relies on location, but if he misses, he could be hit. The Pirates have scored, I think, 17 runs in 16 innings against him this year. He has a 5.40 ERA here at Miller Park. He can, when he has good command, throw a decent game like he did on May 7th with 5 2/3, just 2 runs allowed.
We'll talk about tonight's Pittsburgh Pirates starter, Chad Kuhl, when we continue as we get ready for the first full day of summer here in Milwaukee. It's the Pirates and the Brewers, and we'll talk Chad Kuhl next.
Allegheny Health Network, the largest health system rated #1 in the region for all the things that matter most. By Bordas & Bordas, official legal partner of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And by Kenny Ross Subaru, total confidence pricing. Let's go Bucks!
Chad Kuhl getting ready for his 14th start of the year, looking for just his second win. He beat the Braves in his season debut April the 8th. Has not won since, but he has pitched well against the Brewers.
Yeah, and he's been pitching better of late. You see the disappointing record, 1-6, 5.61 ERA. But I thought he pitched well against the Rockies, gave up 3 and 5. Last 3 starts at ERA at 3.60. He's gone 5 in each of those starts. Good numbers against the Brewers. I think the key for Kuhl, at least the last few starts, has been able to get that good fastball down in the zone. He's been getting a lot more ground balls, and when he's getting ground balls, he's much better.
So it's Chad Kuhl for the Pirates against Zach Davies. Let's go back to the Pittsburgh studios and a game break with Rob King. And the right-hander Zach Davies making his 15th start of the season. Elias Diaz was not in the lineup originally, but about an hour ago, Francisco Cervelli left the batting cages and looked disappointed. We found out a short time later that he was scratched. Our Allegheny Health Network injury update: Francisco Cervelli, flu-like symptoms. Hitting .250 on the year. So Elias Diaz, who started 6 of the 7 games behind the plate while Cervelli was out with a concussion. And Cervelli just recently back. And last night, Cervelli 1 for 3 plus a walk. Part of that 11-hit attack in the 8-1 victory. So the rookie Diaz will catch Chad Kuhl. We'll check the rest of the RAV4 Pirates starting lineup. The Bucks have won 6 of their last 9. It's Adam Frazier, Josh Harrison, and Gregory Polanco. 1, 2, 3. Polanco last 3 games better, 4 for 11 with a homer and has driven in 3. David Freese, the on-base streak at 17 straight. Then it's Diaz behind the plate. Andrew McCutchen in center. Jose Osuna gets a start at first base. Jordy Mercer at short. Chad Kuhl for the Pirates. Frazier 1 for 4 last night. A walk and a couple of runs batted in.
He's getting set to face Zach Davies, 7-3, a 491 earned run average. Opponent's hitting 295 against him. 51 strikeouts, 73 in the third innings. Davies is a guy that relies on location. He doesn't throw hard. Has a good has a fastball, changeup, cutter, and curve, but really relies on the location of the fastball and the changeup.
His catcher is Manny Pena. And the first pitch underway is called ball 1 to Frazier. He's hit safely in 7 of his last 9 ball games. 2-0.
And what you'll see Zach Davies, a young-looking right-hander, not a very big guy.
The other way, and a little bit of a misjudge, but Nick Franklin able to make the catch. Honda defense. Travis Shaw, no errors in his last 40 games. Orlando Arcia, slick fielding shortstop. Eric Sogard has taken over at second with the injury to Jonathan Villar. Eric Thames at first. Franklin you just saw. Luis Brinson is in center, the rookie, and Domingo Santana in right with Pena catching. There's Eric Thames. Harrison a hit in 4 official trips. RBI double in the 7th inning, part of the 4-run 7th that put the game away. Ryan Braun on the disabled list for the first time in his career. And quickly it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Josh Harrison. Craig Counsell's club, one of the surprises in baseball. They're not setting the world on fire at 38-34, but they do lead the division. No one anticipated that, and Josh Harrison is hit by a pitch again. Leads the league in that department, and always hit below the waist.
Yeah, that time a rarity. Looked like it hit him right around the belt, maybe a little above.
Barrel Automotive League leaders, that's updated now. He takes over the league lead with 13 hit by pitches.
It's something else, and just watching him that particular at bat, I know he only saw a few pitches, but it almost looked like he may have even backed off the plate a little bit. From what we've seen for much of this year, he's gotten closer to the plate, but it actually looked like he was a little further away that particular at bat.
And a line drive base hit for Gregory Polanco, and Harrison headed toward third, and he is going to be safe as the ball hit him. Joey Cora didn't know what to call for there. Looked like he wanted Polanco to move up 90 feet. So it's first and third. Domingo Santana unloaded a strong throw.
And Josh Harrison hit once again, this time on the back. But you love the aggressiveness, and I don't know if anybody other than Josh Harrison takes this chance. And there's nothing. I mean, it's the right time to do it with 1 out. You want to get the third with 1 out, and as he's there, the ball arrives as Harrison, or just before Harrison arrived to third base, and the ball hits him in the back. But that's great hustle by Jay Hay, challenging the right fielder Santana, and setting up shop for David Freese.
Oh, they look for an inning-ending double play ball from Freese. A couple more hits last night for Freese, plus a walk. Also reached on an error, scored a run. During his 17-game on-base streak, on-base percentage of .413. Polanco has stolen 7 of 8, but it has been a long time since he's even attempted a steal. One ball, one strike.
And again, Davies will not will try not to throw that fastball in the zone. He'll try to get you to chase. He'll try to get you to hit his pitch, especially with runners on.
Rivers Casino tips to win.
Yeah, and hunt the fastball. I mean, he's not a hard thrower. He's not going to throw it by you. They hit opponents over 300 against it. Just got to make sure it's on the plate, and you hope Chad Kuhl can go 6. He hasn't gone 6 since back in April, and you know if he's going 6, that means he's efficient. He's getting the ball down.
Roller and knocked down, but no play, and it's an RBI single for David Freese. Shortstop RC, a long way to go. 1-0 as Freese picks up his 24th RBI of the season. He had an infield hit last night. He's got one tonight, and it produces the run.
Shortstop Garcia has to go a long way to get to this ball, able to knock it down, but can't find the handle to get the force. Obviously, it wouldn't be a double play ball, but again, nice piece of hitting for David Freese. Finds a hole, gives the Pirates the early lead.
And that aggressive base running that John talked about allowed that to happen.
Exactly what I was about to say. Josh Harrison being aggressive as he always is.
Now the man who was not in the lineup an hour ago, Elias Diaz. Sometimes it seems like those players that are inserted into the lineup late end up having big ball games. We'll see if that is the case with the rookie Diaz. Towards center, shallow, and a base hit, and it loads them up. Frazier flied out against Davies to start this ball game, but then Harrison hit by the pitch and 3 straight singles.
Yeah, and you can argue the ball that Frazier hit was the hardest ball hit this inning, but again, there's the changeup and not a bad location, down and away, but Diaz stays inside it, hits it off the end of the bat, which obviously doesn't allow it to carry out to the center fielder, Brinson. So a great situation now for perhaps the hottest hitter in baseball.
With the bases loaded, he still wants to get that checked off his bucket list. He is approaching a record in that regard. Most career at-bats in a bases loaded situation without ever hitting a grand slam. Glenn Davis, 190 such situations, and for Andrew McCutchen, 188.
Wow.
Ron Kittle, 176 at-bats in the bases loaded and no grand slams. Talk about overdue. Well, it's called a foul ball, but the way Pena reacted, he didn't think he fouled it off at all.
You heard the double click. It sounded like a double click, like a foul ball. Anytime you hear that double click,
Polanco frees Diaz aboard. Old foul past third.
A little too quick was Andrew McCutchen. That curveball up in the zone a bit.
Marvin Hudson behind the plate. Jerry Lane is the first base umpire and crew chief. Dan Bellino and Mike Estabrook the other umpires. Ball and 2 strikes on McCutchen. Stays 1-2. In the last 22 games since McCutchen has been in that 6th hole, hitting .378 with 20 runs batted in, 7 home runs, 19 runs scored. And for now, seems he's going to stay there. He obviously is feeling very comfortable in that 6-hole. Clint Hurdle wouldn't move him unless McCutchen wanted out of there.
And Davies working Andrew in, down and in for the most part with the fastball. Has some late movement, trying to keep it off the plate in there to get Andrew to chase. That's a pitch. Anytime you get a fastball, it's off the plate in, hard to keep fair. And here you see that third pitch was the hanging curveball that Andrew was a bit out in front of.
Two balls, 2 strikes, very close.
Yeah, that's a good eye. That pitch looks like a strike to a hitter, and almost the entire flight, and you just see at the very end, watch it dip out of the zone at the very end, that late movement. And that's a changeup, looks like a fastball. So sometimes you'll see the breaking ball spin and you'll know it's going to break down and out of the zone. The changeup, not all the time.
3-2. Comes down to cases for Zach Davies against McCutchen with 1 out and a run in.
And don't expect him to give in. I mean, he's just not, because of the bases are loaded, he's just not going to throw it down the middle. He's going to try to get Andrew to swing at his pitch.
24 years old. Zach Davies. Line drive, base hit into left field. This scores 1. Here comes the second runner toward the plate, and he will skip home, and the runners will move up 90 feet. After Freese scored, the ball got past the plate, so Diaz to third, McCutchen to second, 3-0. 2 more RBIs for McCutchen.
Stay hot, Andrew McCutchen. I was wrong. Whether Davies meant to do it or not, he threw that fastball down the middle. I think he tried to get it on the outside part of the plate, but it catches too much plate. Andrew McCutchen, the way he's swinging the bat, he's not missing that pitch. Center cut, about thigh high, puts another good swing on it. 2 big RBIs. See, the throw comes in from Franklin. Didn't think he had much of a chance. And Davies, not a very good job of backing up.
Now the infield comes in with Jose Osuna at the plate. Single, 2 RBIs for McCutchen, E7. Error charge to Franklin. Jose Osuna starting at first base, just his 4th career start there. A wild swing, 1-1. $18 starts for this rookie in the outfield, mainly right this year for Jose Osuna. Batting .287 as a starting player. And there's a drive to left field. And can we clear the deck? Send a cannonball over that left field wall. Jose Osuna, his 5th, and it is 6-0 Pittsburgh in the 1st.
How about that? Getting an opportunity to get into the starting lineup. And what a big swing of the bat. Anytime you can put up a 3 with 1 swing, it's a game changer. And looked bad at the curveball, swung at the curveball in the dirt. A rarity. We don't see Osuna chase too many pitches. Well, for whatever reason, Davies comes back with a fastball, and it sails over that inner third at 90 miles per hour. And those good hitting mechanics of Jose Osuna. He just pulls those hands in. A bullet. Got out of here in a hurry.
Jose Osuna, 5 homers now, 18 RBIs. His first career home run was last month against Zach Davies at PNC Park. And he homers again off of him. One of the reasons Clint Hurdle thought it might be a good time to get Osuna in that lineup. The matchup. And now Jordy Mercer. Wow, a 6-run first after Frazier was retired. 9-game hitting streak for Mercer.
Tell you what, he's not fooling many of these Pirate hitters, and you get Chad Kuhl to the plate in the first. That's always a good thing. I've always wondered here too, when you have a sunny day and the sun sets on the first base side, and through the windows you get a glare. See the batter's eye, the glare behind the center field wall. That usually makes it more difficult for a batter to see, but not for these Pirates. Not in this first inning. They're seeing the ball just fine.
There's a good look as the sun sets and goes the sun through those panels behind home plate. A rocket for Jose Osuna. There's a fly ball hit deep to left field by Jordy Mercer, approaching the wall, and that's going to get down, and that's a fair ball. Mercer into second. He's thinking 3, and Jordy Mercer into third with a triple. And a 10-game hitting streak for the Pirates shortstop.
Well, a little bit off the end of the bat, but he gets enough of it, and he places it nicely down that left field line. Craig Counsell not sure what to do with this Pirates offense. The hanging curveball. Davies maybe thought he had himself a pop-up as that ball was hit off the end of the bat, but well placed and just out of the reach of the sliding Franklin.
For Jordy Mercer, it's his team leading 3rd triple of the season. And again, the infield in with Chad Kuhl at the plate. He leads 6-0, has not taken the hill yet, and he'd love to give himself a 7-run advantage. Pick up his first career ribby. Kuhl has only 2 major league hits and 35 at bats. 0 for 12 this season. Davies was a 26th round pick of the Baltimore Orioles back in 2011. Only gets the second out. Bronx cheer from the crowd here in Milwaukee. He was traded to the Brewers for Gerardo Parra in the summer of 2015, and last year he went 11-7. First full season in the big leagues, 3.97 ERA. Brewers have won 9 of his last 11 starts. He has gone 7-1 in that span. Frazier bats for a second time in the first. Davies will get the final out. Jose Osuna, home run number 5 in the big leagues. Line drive dinger caps off a 6-run top of the first. is loaded after David Freese's infield hit gave the Pirates a 1-0 lead. McCutchen a 2-run single, and then the Osuna home run. Check out the Milwaukee Brewers starting lineup. Eric Sogard has a 7-game hitting streak and batting close to 400 during this stretch. Eric Thames is at first base with Domingo Santana in right. Travis Shaw hits cleanup. Manny Pena behind the plate. Switch hitting Nick Franklin in left. Rookie Lewis Brinson is in center. Orlando Arcia and Zach Davies for the Brew Crew.
And Chad Kuhl show you his numbers again. 14th start, almost 60 innings, 47 strikeouts, 25 walks. And fastball we've been talking about a lot. He's been pitching in the high 90s. And I think the location of those pitches has been key. In fact, in the month of June, just a couple of starts, but he's getting a ton of ground balls.
There's a line drive, deep center. McCutchen over, and it'll bounce up over the wall. And Sogard has an 8-game hitting streak and a double to start the bottom of the first.
Well, we know Chad Kuhl, and we know he likes to come at you. He's going to be aggressive. He likes to pitch with the fastball, pitch off the fastball, but he typically will come at you early in the count with fastball. Left that one up and out over the plate at 95. Good little compact swing from Sogard.
There's Eric Thames. Thames was 0 for 4, struck out 3 times in last night's ball game. Other way. Frazier allowed out and tagging and moving up. Sogard on the way.
Well, a little shocked at that. When you're down 6, routine fly to the left. I mean, takes a little guts to try to get the third on that one.
Now Domingo Santana. Infield will concede a run. From Kuhl. Santana hitless in his last 14 at bats, including an 0 for 4 last night. So Kuhl beat the Braves in his season debut April the 8th. He's gone 0-6 with a 5.80 in the 12 games since. 5.80 ERA. Bucks have lost 10 of those 12 starts Kuhl has made, but they have won each of his 3 career outings against these Brewers. And we'll have to see how he fares against left-handed batters. Sogard, Eric Thames, Travis Shaw, Nick Franklin will bat left-handed. They're batting 100 points better than our right-handed hitters against Kuhl. There's one lefty on deck, Shaw. Continues his struggles, does Santana, and Kuhl takes advantage, striking him out for a second out. That runner at third base.
Way late on a couple of fastballs, and then the slider here, he starts at middle, has it break well off the plate, down and away. But when you're that late against the fastball, you feel like you have to cheat. You feel like you have to start it early. And well, he started it early. He fooled badly.
Shaw accounted for the lone run last night with his 13th homer. Good little pitch there.
Yeah, I will be surprised if the Pirates don't continue to pound Shaw in, especially after the home run last night on a changeup down and in that he hit out the opposite way. That kind of gives you an idea what kind of approach Shaw has. And so after that, Garrett Cole pounded him in pretty much the rest of the night. And we'll see which direction Chad Cole decides to go. Tried to go in, missed away.
Not close on 3 pitches here.
Very early, only 12 pitches in for Chad, but you know the command of the fastball early on hasn't been there. He's missed with location quite a bit.
4-pitch walk. (22) unintentional walks this year for Chad Kuhl. His pitching coach Ray Searage takes note.
The Brewers' first inning's been a big inning for them this year. They by far have scored more in the first than any other inning. 62 first inning runs. Figure 72 games. They've scored 62 runs in the first. They've only allowed 28. So they've had quite a few early leads.
Another ball that misses the zone at 98 miles an hour from Kuhl. Last year, 14 starts. 4.20 ERA. First taste of the big leagues. Pena hitless in 3 trips last night, still batting over 300 for the year. .99 there from Kuhl, and nobody seems to have a reason for this spike in velocity this year. Happy to have it, he says. So does his manager.
That's really amazing. You think about it. I mean, you hear of Chad Kuhl and you think of the sinker ball guy that we've heard about, who's become a flamethrower. And then you had a guy like Tyler Glasnow that so much talk about his fastball and it wasn't as firm as we expected. Not consistently, at least.
Two balls, 2 strikes. What's interesting too about the high velocity fastball is that the Pirates were talking coming into this season when he was named one of the 5 starters that they're looking for the Kuhl of old, that the minor leagues was a good hard sinker that get a lot of the ground balls.
And he's been getting them, and at least lately in his last couple of starts. He's having trouble finishing off Pena. But I was talking a moment ago about the ground balls. The percentage of ground balls he got off his fastballs in April was only 37%. In May, 42%. His 2 starts in June, over 62%. So that's a big increase. That means the ball's down. There's more movement. Getting the softer contact.
Pulled foul by Pena. Cole can't figure out how to put him away. It's 2-2 on the Brewers catcher.
What we have found, I think, and what we see almost on a nightly basis, depending on who's out there. For instance, a Willie Peralta last night. It doesn't matter how hard you throw if you can't locate it. Yeah. And if you don't have anything else to offer other than that fastball, you're going to struggle. I mean, it's more about location than it is about velocity these days.
Try a breaking ball with him here, maybe. Got him.
Yeah, that was a good one.
strikes him out, and a couple of Ks for Cool. 6-0 Pirates.
After the first inning here at Miller Park, I'm Robbie Mikowski. Well, since last August, the Pirates have a whopping 7-1 record here in Milwaukee at this ballpark. And earlier today, manager Clint Hurdle discussed the reasons for that success against the Brewers.
We've shown up and played good baseball. We've pitched efficiently. We've hit when we needed to hit. We've scored runners with good outs. We've played very good defense. Last night was I thought, another clean game until the end. The line drive to Frazier that we played throughout the infield, putting away outs, taking care of the ball. So nothing I can really point to other than just been a really good brand of baseball.
And I think that's on a larger scale, Greg and Rock, when you look at the Pirates and the way they've been playing here the last couple series. But you have to remember, you guys know it all too well. This place was an absolute house of horrors before the last 8 games, and hopefully this one continues the way it's going. But the Buccos certainly with a nice turnaround here at this place.
That's for sure, Robbie. The Bucs just could not figure out anything what to do about this place as a house of horrors, as you called it. That stretch of games, the Pirates before this recent run of success, winning 7 of their last 8. They had lost 64 of 81 games at Miller Park, going back to the start of the 2007 campaign.
I mean, obviously there was a time where there were some bad teams the Pirates brought here. And then, they started turning the corner, and they still seemed like found ways to come out on the losing end here. It was a miserable place.
They one time had a 22-game losing streak here. 22 straight games. May of 2007 through August of 2009.
That's just hard to believe.
Lost 34 of 36. One and 2 on Polanco, who singled and scored in the first. Josh Harrison begins this inning with the ground out to first. And Santana, or Brinson rather, makes the catch.
Even though that looks like a lazy fly ball to center field, there was an adjustment made right there from Polanco. He got a curveball the previous pitch, and he was out in front, and he hooked it behind him into the Brewers dugout. And that curveball at 71 stayed back actually nicely and stayed inside it. He just got underneath it, but that's a tough pitch down and away and off speed. That's a hard pitch to wait on, and he just missed it, just underneath it a bit. Maybe a sign
that he's coming out of it.
Have you started to see the last couple days?
Yeah, I mean, he's getting his hits. You could almost see last night when they were shifting him. He almost looked like he was like really trying to push the ball the other way, which keeps you back longer.
At one point he did. He hit that ball to the left side of second.
Yep. And so, yeah, I think there's some signs that he may bust out. And when he starts seeing the ball a little bit longer and keeps that bad path through the zone a little bit longer, we'll start seeing the ball jump out of the ballpark.
Three and one on David Freese. Infield RBI single in the first. Continues his on-base streak. And he reaches again. First walk for Zach Davies. He hit Harrison in the first. Davies has walked 27 now in 74 innings. He's allowed a dozen homers. Elias Diaz singled into center field in the first inning. Diaz starting behind the plate as Francisco Cervelli was scratched with flu-like symptoms.
That's a big bender. He came out in this second inning being a little more aggressive with the fastball. He's thrown it in. I'm sure a little frustrated after that long first inning. He wants to give his manager and teammates some innings, but he's come out with a little more of an attitude here in the second.
He made his major league debut 2 years ago. Again, a 26th round pick by the Baltimore Orioles out of a high school in Arizona. 12-0 with a 1.68 ERA in his senior year at Mesquite High School. Early in his professional career, Buck Showalter compared him to a young Mike Leake, and a slightly built. 6 foot, 154 pounds. Three and two the count now on Elias Diaz. The 26-year-old Venezuelan, and Andrew McCutchen awaits on deck. Pirates are in a very interesting situation regarding their catchers. And a chopper. And the shortstop Arcia going to get the out. Camara Barte, and the batter runner Diaz turned toward the dugout. Say, take a look at least. Tom Prince on the phone.
Look from here that they got him, but pretty close.
It's a tough call for the Pirates. They're not going to replay it. They're not going to challenge it. I mean, they're ahead 6-0. Figure out, maybe later in the ball game there might be something more important, and it's not worth the risk of that call not being overturned and losing the challenge. So Pirates will go to the bottom of the second, leading 6-0. Going to the bottom of the second inning in Milwaukee, where we started with the roof open last night. Game began with the roof closed. Beautiful evening here, and ball one on Nick Franklin. Lewis Brinson and Orlando Arcia to follow. If Chad Kuhl plays his cards right, and with Zach Davies still in the ball game, only 3 of the last 4 batters batting averages of 173, 136 in the pitcher. But a drive to left, and Nick Franklin with an opposite field home run, his second of the season, and the Brewers are on the board.
You see the contact, you see the swing, and you think, well, another leadoff double. But this ballpark, it's crazy. The ball just carries, and couldn't believe that ball went out of the ballpark. Chad Kuhl was frustrated with the location. I don't know if he thought it was going to leave the ballpark, but another ball left up middle of the plate.
Lewis Brinson is 3 for 22. This rookie, 136 hitter. There's that left-handed batter again, by the way. Franklin hitting the home run. Lefties hitting over 340 against Chad Kuhl this season. Brinson was called up when Jonathan Villar went on the disabled list. Called up June the 10th. There's a look. The splits coming into this ball game. Last year, Chad Kuhl didn't have it as an aggressive disparity in the splits. 301 for lefties, 240 for righties. Now goes 3 and 2.
That breaking ball didn't miss by much. A slider looked like maybe cut the inside corner at the knees, but perhaps a bit down.
Thought he had struck him out, walked him.
0-2, had him out in front. Again, like you mentioned, a lot of success early on here for Brinson, but able to draw the walk.
Orlando Arcia, one of the 5 hits last night for Milwaukee. Leadoff double in the 8th inning, and here a single following the walk. A homer, walk, single.
Going up there aggressive, expecting the fastball, getting the fastball. Tied him up a little bit, which allowed the ball to drop in front of Andrew McCutchen.
Zach Davies just 1 hit in 17 at bats, but he excels in the sacrifice bunt department. Tied for the league lead with 6 of them. He's been almost automatic in these situations for Craig Counsell. And Diaz likes to show off that arm.
I'm guessing anybody with that kind of arm would like to show it off. Should have Osuna way in there. I mean, you can even start coming in now, Jose. I mean, there's no way Davies would be swinging the bat, so don't have to worry about the runner at first. Just come in, and if he bunts it your way, get that head lead runner.
To the left side, and the out at first.
perfectly done. Run it towards third. It's a guarantee. It gets to the third baseman. So you see Freese has to come in. Chad Cole does a good job bouncing off the mound, but it's perfect directional bunting.
Now Sogard, who doubled in the bottom of the first. Again, the infield back. The way Sogard is hitting, and with Jonathan Villar close to beginning a rehab, some are wondering what Craig Counsell and the Brewers are going to do. Hard to imagine that Villar would bounce right back to his starting role at second the way Sogard has performed. Villar has struggled much of this season, batting only .213. 2-0. Chad Kuhl having some trouble with his command.
Tried to change up, and that's a pitch. When you talk about splits, lefties and righties, you know, that's the pitch you think that you'd have to develop to limit that damage against left-handers. Tried it there 1-0, but they're not able to throw it in the zone. Able to throw a high slider in there for strike one.
The sun sets, you see, shines through the panels.
See the batter's eye darker now. Good location there.
97.
The double Sogard hit was a fastball up and out over the plate. This one right on that inside edge. At 97, that's hard to get to. Tried it again, and pretty close to the same pitch. That was. I mean, you're sitting there thinking 3-2. I mean, you have to throw a strike in this situation. You're up 5 runs, and after a couple of good fastballs right under his hands, decides to go with the breaking ball, and that was a real good one. Yeah. Good late breakdown. Watch it break down and out of the zone. Sogard has to be frustrated. All he needed was a ground ball for an RBI. Another big strikeout for Cole.
Faces Eric Thames and a strike.
He's not been good in these situations, Thames. Not with runners in scoring position.
And he's now second in the National League in home runs, with Cody Bellinger having hit a couple last night. The rookie for the Dodgers now has 21, then Thames, but Thames is about 22nd in terms of RBIs. He's got 38 of those.
And we were talking about it last night. 29 of the 38 RBIs have come via the home run.
And these Brewers have lived recently on that home run. They've already broken the franchise record coming into tonight, and now with the home run by Franklin, the last 17 runs they've scored have come via the home run. Call from Bob Uecker. Get up, get out of here, gone. And he is gone, Eric Thames. the strikeout with a pitch in the dirt. And they want to make sure that Diaz, that the out was called by Marvin Hudson as Thames was walking back to the dugout. So back-to-back strikeouts. 6-1 Pirates. Communication Services viewers in the Warren area, thanks for watching and rooting on your Pirates. All of us at Root Sports and the Pirates appreciate your support. In Warren, PA, here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the Pirates lead the Brewers 6-1, game 2 of the 4-game series on our UPMC scoreboard. And here is Andrew McCutchen. Delivered a 2-run single with the bases loaded in the first.
Like Davies trying to quick pitch Andrew McCutchen. Andrew able to call time.
High drive to deep left field. Clear the deck. Cannonball coming. Andrew McCutchen, number 14, with a blast to left. Continues to sizzle. Hitting in that 6-hole. Homered last night. He's 2 for 2 tonight. And his RBI total is up to 43 for the year.
If you had any doubts that he's back, I think you should erase those doubts. He's back. This is what we've seen from Andrew McCutchen for most of his career. Boy, oh boy. That wasn't a horrible pitch either. I mean, the curveball might have been a touch-up, but that was absolutely tattooed all over it. Let's see, it's a curveball and supposed to be away, leaves it middle in, and he's just on time with everything.
And knocked down by Zach Davies. A frustrated Zach Davies kicks that ball, and Andrew McCutchen, yeah, he can smile. And you just watch that video replay. That ball hit up the middle. We'll watch this video replay.
Boy, he has to just be having so much fun. You know, throughout the struggles last year, the struggles in the offseason with the rumors, the struggles the beginning of this season, just didn't look like he was having much fun. And boy, he's having the time of his life here lately. Because even when he got hot a little bit at the end last year, he wasn't this hot.
No.
I mean, he wasn't swinging. I mean, we've seen this in the past.
We've seen long stretches like this. This is how he's won a few Player of the Month awards because of these stretches.
And it always seemed to be in the middle months, too. June, July.
He's homered in back-to-back games now. 2 for 2 tonight. 2-run single, home run. Who knows what is in store for him and for us as we watch him the rest of tonight. He's become must-see TV again, and must-see perhaps Midsummer Classic. Why not? The way he's going. Vote today, vote tomorrow, vote Pirates for your 2017 All-Stars with the Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot. Vote at pirates.com/vote and catch all the excitement of the 88th Major League Baseball All-Star Game in Miami, presented by MasterCard, July 11th on Fox.
And you have to wonder, I mean, I know a lot of people out there might think that, oh, he's hitting 6th, he should stay there because he's hot. Well, in another sense, I mean, do you really want him to not get that last at bat when the game's on the line because he's hitting 6th instead of 3rd? You know what I mean? Not only is the baddest dude supposed to hit 3rd, but you want him up there later in the game. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think it's going to be up to him. I think right now he's just liking where he is. 7-1 Pirates. Brewers going to the bottom half of this 3rd inning, and just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Andrew McCutchen's home run, no doubter, his 14th of the season. Talking about, must-see TV. Well, as we have said for a long time, and Clint Hurdle talked a lot about it in spring training, the Pirates go as McCutchen and Garrett Cole go. Garrett Cole set the tone last night. Started this series against the first place club. 7 innings of 3 hit ball. McCutchen, a home run, 3 RBIs. The leader of the rotation and the leader of the offense, Cole and McCutchen. And your chance to see the Pirates one last time before the All-Star break next Tuesday night, a 3-game interleague series against an under-the-radar club, the Tampa Bay Rays. And then the San Francisco Giants are in for 3, starting on Friday the 30th. Go to pirates.com for tickets. The final 6 games before the All-Star break at PNC Park. Bucks back home on Tuesday. Chad Cole has to appreciate the fact that Andrew McCutchen got that run back for him after Franklin homered. Get the Brewers on the board. Now it's to Freeze. Santana's woes continue. Some Point Park University tweets about Andrew McCutchen. Back indeed. On one of those incredible tears you get to so used to seeing.
Fun to watch. And again, when we saw last night, went on about the opposite field homer on a pitch that's off the plate away. And he's always had a pretty good eye and pretty patient, knows the strike zone very well. And there's no way through the first couple months of this season he was reaching that pitch, let alone he probably couldn't even offer at it, let alone try to put it in play. And he's able to go out there and hit it out of the ballpark. I mean, you're in a pretty good place when you're able to hit a pitch off the plate away out of the ballpark. And then, curveball. He's covering everything, up, down, in and out.
Travis Shaw walked his first time up. A line drive for Shaw. Frazier playing very deep. Ball cut off. Wondered if that ball was through, whether they might have had a shot, but Travis Shaw gets the one-out double.
It's a pretty looking swing. He's having one heck of a year, and it's a fastball, again, elevated. See Diaz giving that target down in the zone. It's left up, and he just makes it look easy. You see Frazier getting over, and ball a little off line, so the relay from Mercer.
And now Manny Pena, a high fly ball to center. Shaw will move up with 2 outs. (7-1) Buccos, game 2 of this series. They can win tonight. They move to within 4 games of the Brewers, who lead the Cubs by a game and a half in the division. The Pirates and the Cardinals begin the day tied for 3rd. Both clubs 5 out. Chad Kuhl looks for his 2nd win of the season. The first since his season debut against Atlanta on April the 8th. When with this 6-run lead, he would absolutely love to go a little deep into the game. One of the tips to win from John. I think Kuhl would love to go at least 6. Has not gone 6 innings since his 3rd start of the year against the Cardinals.
Good slider there. And again, when you're throwing that hard, you get guys to start early. I mean, this pitch is up a little bit, but you see the late break or some downward movement in the inside corner.
I guess that's what it's all about, right? Taking advantage of that velocity.
Yeah, I mean, even the breaking ball is hard, and that one overthrown a bit in the dirt. But even that last slider, because it was down more, you saw how much more downward break there was. When you leave it up, it kind of flattens out. But when he finishes it and he gets it out front, obviously, you're not going to get many chases of that one that bounced that far in the dirt. But his best sliders have been the ones that started around the knees and broke down out of the zone. But I honestly believe, you look at the stuff, you look at the velocity, you look at times the movement when he's down in the zone, the slider, when he throws a good one. I mean, I think it's going to be about location. And for him to take off, he's going to have to locate, especially those 2 pitches, and then he's going to have a decent changeup to keep lefties honest. Because typically what you find with two-pitch pitchers, most two-pitch pitchers, they end up in the bullpen. And I think if Chad Cole is going to remain in a rotation throughout his big league career, he's going to have to grow more confident in that changeup, throw it more often, be able to throw it 4 strikes, throw it for soft contact, but probably more importantly, you have to locate the fastball.
Now it's 3-2 on Franklin.
Well, that breaking ball just never really gotten in. To get chases at the breaking ball that are out of the zone, you almost have to start them in the zone. They have to start, at least in the hitter's eye, it has to look like it's going to be a strike and then break out of the strike zone.
Franklin will hold his first at bat into the gap for a double, scoring Shaw 7-2.
He was unable to get him to chase the breaking ball out of the zone, so he comes back with a fastball, and that's not a bad pitch. I mean, that's borderline strike on the inside part of the plate. That's one heck of a swing. You know, able to clear the hips, get the barrel to it. I mean, that's called staying through the ball. When you're able to hit, you know, a guy with plus velocity that's in off the plate that hard, that's when the hips and the hands are working to perfection. A lot of guys, when we talk about, you know, we've heard it a lot with McCutchen and talking about being rotational. And being rotational, basically you're coming off the ball. Your front side's opening up. The bat head kind of comes through the zone. If you try to overswing or you fly open with the front shoulder on that fastball that Franklin just hit, you hit a weak little grounder to first base. You know, that's the difference between, you know, using your hands, your hips and your hands, and using your shoulders or using your top half.
Now Lewis Brinson, he walked in the second. One ball, one strike to count on Brinson.
I also think that's a big deal right there. Be able, when you fall behind the count, to be able to flip a breaking ball in there for a strike. So hitters just can't sit 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. Anytime they're ahead in the count, sitting on fastball.
.24 years old, from Newark, Delaware. Chad Kuhl, drafted out of the University of Delaware by the Pirates 4 years ago. There's a bouncer, freeze. The Brewers get a run on the double by Nick Franklin. Bucks still leading it by a score of 7-2 now.
The Toyota all-wheel drive RAV4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
7-2 Bucks. Game 2 of the 4-game series. Andrew McCutchen, Gregory Polanco chat. They both singled in the first. McCutchen homered in the third. Bucco fans on hand. And a lot of little leaguers. We know it is Little League night here. And if you have a photo of your Little League team, we'd love to honor you. Hashtag Bucks Booth. Tweet it out to us, and or Instagram. We'll see if we can't show your Little League picture on the air tonight. Hashtag Bucks Booth. Late into the Little League seasons. There's Adam Frazier. And Frazier promptly singles into center field. His third at bat. Point Park University tweets. Some Little League photos. Tom's Riverside, New Bethlehem, PA. All-Star Ezra in Ashburn, Virginia. Chris, thank you for that. That's a cool shot there. Mars. Get to some more as we go along. Hashtag Bucks Booth. Your Little League photos. A lot of youngsters here at the ballpark tonight in Milwaukee, and a bouncer. And on the short hop, Shaw nearly turned that into a double play, which would have been phenomenal.
That's a heck of a play right there. I almost think he's just going to come in and get the one at first and not even try to throw it to second. But man, that was a nice little pick. That ball was close to that lip at third base too, which always makes things a little more difficult, but able to keep that glove out in front of him, go get it. The accurate throw. And man, very close to turning two. Let's see how he keeps that glove out there, and he goes and gets the ball on a short hop. You know, a lot of young players, you see that they kind of bring that glove back towards their belt instead of going to get it. You know, the more you pull that glove back, the more that ball has a chance of taking a bad hop and getting away from you. I mean, that's a clinic right there on how to go get a short hop. Extend with that glove hand, shorten that hop.
So as we're talking about Little League night here and asking you to send your Little League photos, hashtag Bucks Booth, there's John talking to you, the younger players, about how Travis Shaw handled that ground ball. Zach Davies into the fourth inning. And Polanco's going to drop that into right field. His second hit tonight. He had 2 hits last night. We'll bring up David Freese, Pirates third baseman. Travis Shaw, the Brewers third baseman. John, talk us through this again.
Well, for one, it's not hit all that hard, so he's going to come and get it. And as he's charging, he's extending with that glove hand. So, you know, when you extend with the glove hand, you're shortening the hop. You're able to go get. A lot of guys, you know, on short hops, they want to kind of pull that glove hand back to try to scoop it. Come this way. If you do that, you don't tell them where the ball bounces. When you shorten the hop by getting out there, you know, making it a much easier play. Going and extending, and good job of using his feet, good job of anticipating as soon as he caught it, getting the lead runner.
David Freese lines out to right. Harrison goes to third. Polanco holds it first and third, 2 down. It brings up Elias Diaz, who is 1 for 2. Fernando Arcia made a nice play on him to end of the second. Talking during his last at bat about Diaz and what an interesting situation the Pirates are in right now, and to a degree difficult, sensitive, because here Francisco Cervelli is scratched, and Chris Stewart, just off the disabled list, is not starting. Instead, it is Diaz, who has become the backup now to Cervelli. So what do the Pirates do with Chris Stewart? They are in a bit of a quandary here with the veteran catcher. He's had some injury issues himself. The ball hit hard, but out of play.
And it's not going to do Diaz any good to not play. And so if you're going to keep him up here, that means you're going to find playing time for him. That's going to be hard to do with Francisco Cervelli. And so, you know, in there tonight, obviously because of the late scratch. But, I mean, even a pinch hit appearance last night, you can't get him enough at bats if he's not playing.
We asked Neil Huntington if the Pirates thought about having Diaz take some ground balls at third, perhaps, and he said at this stage, just something they don't feel that would work for Elias Diaz. There's Chris Stewart. He's in the last year of his contract with a team option for next year. Davies gives up a couple of hits, but no runs in the top of the fourth. Pirates up by 5. In Milwaukee, the Pirates trying to win 2 straight over the Brewers and get to within 4 games of the first place club in the Central. The Pirates and Cardinals 5 back at the start of the day. The Phillies are hosting the Cardinals tonight. They're tied at 1 in the 7th. And Anthony Rizzo continues to sizzle as the leadoff hitter for the Chicago Cubs. He homered, his 17th of the year, leading off the bottom of the first at Wrigley. 1-0 Chicago over San Diego.
Well, isn't that something? You know, you always hear talk about, you know, with the whole collision thing last night. Oh, they're going to retaliate. Are they going to hit him? You know, everybody anticipates, well, what's going to happen when Rizzo gets up there? Then he goes and hits a homer. I think that's beautiful.
Did you think that his slide was appropriate?
Well, if the catcher's not blocking home plate and he goes and turns to run over the catcher, and that's the rule that you're not allowed to run over the catcher unless he's obstructing you from getting to home plate, well then you're doing wrong with the rules that they are. And I don't know what the discipline is for that. if there should be. Obviously, there is no discipline because he wasn't disciplined, correct?
Not to this point. In fact, I guess the baseball announced that he won't face any discipline. He did violate Rule 601, according to Major League Baseball.
So obviously you don't get disciplined for violating Rule 601.
Line drive, base hit. He got a call from the commissioner's office. Is what he got. Marcia singles. Here's what we're talking about last night in Chicago. Matt Caesar's throw, strong, one hopper. Austin Hedges out, held on to it. I mean, it looks like he's blocking the plate there to me, Sean. I don't know.
He is in front of home plate. I mean, his left shin guard is in front of and almost parallel with the straight line in front of home plate. I'm not exactly sure what that means. As far as I'm concerned, there is a lane, obviously, to get to home plate. I would think if you were blocking the plate, you would have nowhere to slide to touch the plate. Now, his shin guard, what it looked like to me, was in line with the front of home plate. And so I think sometimes as an instinct as a base runner, though, I mean, again, is there malicious intent? He didn't have much time to react. He almost looked like he was slowing up a little bit as he was coming home. But your instinct as a base runner is, well, the ball beats me. I want to try to jar it loose.
Yeah. And a bunt hit by Sogard. After the sacrifice bunt by the pitcher Davies, now it's first and third with one out.
Down a bunch of runs, so you can't argue that not being a good play by Sogard. I mean, you need base runners, especially when you have a guy that's hitting the ball at the ballpark like Thames is. That's not a terrible play. Some will argue, well, you have a runner on second. Don't drive him in. Don't you want an RBI? Well, I think more importantly, you need base runners to get back into it. You're only down 5. Now you have a guy up there that's capable of making it a 2-run game with one swing of the bat. Problem is, he has really struggled with runners in scoring position, hitting under 160. Thames.
Now, aside from 2 sacrifice bunts, Chad Kuhl has only gotten 2 outs on the ground. Thames has flied to left and struck out. 4 punch outs for Kuhl. Again, one of the tips to win is to try and have your pitcher, in this case Kuhl, go about 6 innings or more. And he was staked to the big lead, but he's not being very efficient.
He got away with a breaking ball there. As you see, more than 20 pitches each of the first 3, 12 with just 1 out here in the 4th. But he went with a breaking ball there to Thames. He's lucky that that ball was fouled off because that was center cut. Right down the middle.
Love to see him get a ground ball. And Eric Thames continues his struggles for the most part against the Pirates in the season series. He's 0 for 3 tonight and 0 for 7 so far in the first 2 games of this series with 4 strikeouts. 5 strikeouts now in 2 games.
Well, just a hard breaking ball, and the Pirates have gotten him to chase. Garrett Cole had him chasing like fastballs above the letters, and Chad Cole getting to chase some breaking balls out of the zone.
Domingo Santana. Be a big out here if Kuhl can strand both of these runners. Left 2 men on in the first, 2 on in the second. 1 man left on base last inning. Santana struck out and bounced out to third. He is 0 for 6 in this series and 0 for his last 16 at bats. Cole has him in the hole, 0-2. 98 on that fastball.
Yeah, and Santana's looked so far in this series, as you mentioned, a little lost. And when you're that late on a fastball and you start chasing like we saw his last at bat, or his first at bat rather, pitched nowhere close to the zone. You're in between, and it is a struggle. It is a struggle. And he's able to waste that slider. That was a good pitch, a good slider, a good pitch when you're ahead 0-2 to get the chase, but somehow he was able to waste it. Most times as a hitter, you feel like things are going a million miles an hour, and that's kind of what it looks like for Domingo Santana.
You have to figure, keep this pitch out of the zone.
Yeah,
and trying to get him to chase again with something.
Exactly.
Yep. Struck him out, and they strand 2 more. 6 strikeouts for Cool, leading 7-2. Milwaukee, spend your summer at the ballpark with a Pirates Summer 6-pack. It's presented by Papa John's. You select any 6 games you want, and you get a 7th bonus game plus a free pizza from Papa John's. Packages start as low as $126. Go to pirates.com/summer and get yours today. Summer arriving tonight. As Andrew McCutchen, as this season the weather gets warmer, he has certainly heated up. 2 for 2, 2-run single, a home run. 2 hits last night. 3 RBIs in last night's ball game, including a homer.
I mean, you were talking about, potential all-star game. I mean, you
Who'd
never
have thought it.
I mean, who would have thought? I mean, it's incredible.
Toward the corner. And a drop, and McCutchen will get another chance. Santana had it, couldn't hold on.
Not a lot of room down there, down the line, and that fly ball has some backspin to it, so it may have been out of play and just started coming back towards Santana. And boy, that would have been a heck of a catch to catch that thing right up against the wall. But those are kind of the breaks you get when you're swinging the bat well. Things are going Andrew's way. When you're struggling, it seems like great plays are made against you. Don't get any breaks. Calls by umpires go against you.
Tapper. We get a swinging bunt hit. Yes. He is 3 for 3 and everything going right for McCutchen these days.
That's the way it works. We're going to take a look and see if he did indeed beat it out. That's a heck of a play by Shaw, by the way. I mean, that's pick with the bare hand. Oh, yeah. And this may sound a little silly, or maybe hard to understand.
We'll be the judge of that. Go ahead.
Okay, but it's another thing about Andrew McCutchen, and we talk about, you know, when he's rotation, he doesn't get a lot of infield hits. And the reason he doesn't get a lot of infield hits because he doesn't get out of the box very well. But when he's getting over his front leg, as you'll see by the Allegheny Health Network Super Mo, that the foot hits right before that ball gets into the glove of Thames. You know, like starting Marte gets a ton of infield hits. You know, and probably a bit faster nowadays, but Marte hits off his front side a little bit more. Andrew McCutchen, like the home run he hit last night, you have to hit off your front side a little more. Okay, and so your weight's transferring to that front leg, and so even on that, it was a breaking ball. He got to his front leg. He's out in front, so he's out of the box a lot quicker.
Well, it's funny you say it really does sound a bit silly, but I was going to ask you the question if you thought McCutchen was starting to get more infield hits, because it does seem like that.
Well, that's part of the thing, is that you are getting out of the box quicker because you are transferring your weight to the front side. You're on your front side at contact point, so you're out of the box a lot quicker. Whereas when you are rotational, you finish a little bit lower, you finish a little more off balance, you finish a little more I don't want to say on your heels, but you swing and you're kind of back here in the box, and it's harder to get out of the box. Well, there you're out off your front leg, and then your momentum's taking you towards first base as a right-handed hitter.
Take a look.
And when he struggles and he's rotational, he gets back on his heels, but there he's over his front side and gone out of the box. Marte's more so than that, and that's why he gets so many, you know, with the great speed, and plus he hits more off his front foot than most. And certainly hits more off his front foot than Andrew McCutchen does.
Davies gave up the home run to Osuna with 2 on in the first, and has since gotten them to bounce back to the mound. And there the strikeout, 4 Ks, and now Jordy Mercer tripled in the first inning. Ten-game hitting streak for Mercer. Mercer's batting average now up to 280. Since May 22nd, he's hitting at a 384 clip. That's the best average in Major League Baseball during that span. Get McCutchen, but not Mercer.
It's funny how when you get on a roll as a hitter, Mercer, it's probably the quietest role nationally outside of Pittsburgh. You probably won't hear too much about it. But if you start the season that way, everybody's talking about you. You're on the map.
True. Yep. Yeah, and you're talking All-Star game for him.
Yeah.
Josh Hader is the only lefty in their bullpen. Chad Kuhl takes a strike.
Cutter from Davies. It's a pitch we didn't see much. He's thrown it a few times here in this 5th inning.
Oh, 0-2 on Chad Kuhl. Josh Harrison hoping to get up here in the 5th. Adam Frazier was hitless in his 2 first-inning at-bats and singled to lead off the 4th. Pirates with a 5-run lead, 10 hits. Kuhl going to bounce to the shortstop. Arcia throws him out. Buck still up by a score of 7-2.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Chevy Colorado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks!
Day Automotive this day in baseball history. Pirates history, June 20th, 1925. Max Carey becomes the first switch hitter in Major League history to hit for the cycle. Leads the Pirates to a 21-5 win over the Brooklyn Robins at Forbes Field. Kai Kyler had 6 RBIs. Glenn Wright drove in 5. Babe Adams, no surprise, a complete game. Max Carey, one of the all-time great players in baseball history, a Hall of Famer who still has the all-time Pirates record for stolen bases in a career. 688 steals for Max Carey. John, we're reading that Max Carey used to take his leads off of second base. This pitch is popped up by Travis Shaw. David Freese should be easy, and it is, with his back to third base. Oh.
Why was that?
Just felt like he got a better lead that way and be more aggressive that way.
Huh.
strength.
Certainly see if anybody's covering second base on you that way, couldn't you?
Yeah, I guess you can, but I think it would be harder to get to third.
Yeah. Here's Manny Pena. Takes a strike.
Brooklyn Robbins must not have a very good pitching staff that year. 21 runs.
No.
I read the next day they gave up 24 to the Pirates.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It was the 1925 Pirate team that went to the World Series, beat the Senators. Ball and a strike. Max Carey became the 6th Pirate to, 6th time a Pirate hit for the cycle by 1925. It was 2 weeks after Kai Kyler had also accomplished that feat at Forbes Field. Now it's 3-1. A quick out for Cool. And he goes 3-1 on Pena. And if he's going to go 6, he needs to get efficient here.
Yeah. Needs to get a couple outs in a hurry.
Goes full now on Pena. He has struck him out and got him to fly out. He has struck out 6. Back-to-back punch-outs to end the 4th. He has not had a 1-2-3 inning. Brewers have left 7 men on base. Freeze. 2 outs. This will be a big test here for Cool. Nick Franklin, who has hit the opposite field home run and doubled. Happy birthday wish shout out to Drew Josephic. And also a shout out to a little belated birthday wish to Mrs. Fetchko, who watches all these games on Root Sports. Great Pirates fan. Raised 11 kids.
Wow.
Mike and John among them. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. So again, happy birthday wish to Cora Fetchko of Natrona Heights. Recently turned 93. And thanks for being such a great Bucko fan. Two balls and a strike now on Franklin.
Change up there in their first strike. Trying to go back to back. Pulled the first one that ended up, he wanted it away, went in there inside half of the plate first strike. That one he pulls into the dirt.
Full count. Franklin aboard for a 3rd time.
Yeah, I think when you have this kind of lead, you're going to go throw a 3-2 slider, 2 outs, nobody on. You have to throw it for a strike. You can't be up there thinking, maybe I'll get a chase. I mean, you don't want to give up any free passes. He ends up throwing the slider, gets him in the foot. Would have been ball 4 anyhow. But if that's your choice to go 3-2, breaking ball. I mean, you got to feel comfortable that you can throw it for a strike.
Lewis Brinson has walked and grounded out. 14th start of the year for Cool. Mentioned earlier, he's not gone as many as 6 since April the 18th, his 3rd start of the year. Hit the other way, Polanco makes a fine catch.
Nice recovery there from Polanco. Took a step in, had to reverse, and boy, those long legs, those long limbs,
Yeah,
just long enough.
definitely came into play. Chad Cole might have a shot at 6 after that catch. The 6th inning here in Milwaukee. Little League night at Miller Park. Another look at the catch.
Line drive at a corner outfielder is always the tough ones to get a good read on, and Polanco, again, a half a step in, but able to reverse field, and just enough length to pull it in.
Chad Cole thanks Polanco for that catch. Josh Hader, the lefty, now faces Adam Frazier, top prospect in the organization.
And just 3 1/3 innings, but 4 punch outs, a walk. He's yet to allow a big league hit.
Keon Broxton takes over in center into this double switch.
Fastball at 95. I'm guessing Adam Frazier probably thought that pitch was going to end up down below the knees, but man, it looked like it had some kind of carry. It looked like it just kind of stayed on the same plane. Let's see if it was down. You know, out of his hand, I thought it was going to be down, but man, that thing just stayed there, right at the knees, inside corner. But as a hitter, you see guys like that have that carry on their fastball, a 4-seam fastball. I mean, it starts down. You think it's just going to continue down and out of the zone, but it just stayed right there.
23-year-old Josh Hader. Oh, that had to hurt. And there's another ball that hits Josh Harrison. 96 miles per hour.
And that front thigh, and you know, we've talked about it a little bit. I mean, he's a little closer to the plate, and when he strides, his stride takes him even closer to the plate. You look at last year in 15, that's or 2015, ago, 2 years ago. Look how far he is off the plate when he gets his foot down. You know, he's a good foot or more. On the right, he's about 6 inches from home plate. And you know, there were times, I mean, I don't want to say he dives at the ball, but he does, you know, you see he strides towards the plate. He's able to reach pitches that are away off the plate. But I think from 15 to 16 to this year, he's just kind of getting closer and closer to home plate. And then when he strides, and again, he strides, and we've seen it this year quite a bit, even last night, when he lands on that front foot at times is on the front of the batter's box, the right-handed batter's box. So that's only just a few inches from the plate. So as a pitcher, you don't have to miss that far in to end up hitting him.
It is just remarkable, though, that he's been hit this much already this season, 14 times to lead the league. His previous season high in terms of being hit by pitches, 7.
There's no question that it's because he's closer to the plate, in my mind at least.
Another look at 2 years ago and this year on the right.
And you watch that left foot and where it will land. It's on the batter's box. It's right there, and just maybe 6 inches, and we're at least a foot nowhere near the white line on the one to the left. And another thing you add to it, when you stride towards home plate, which means you end up landing closed, the front foot further or closer to the plate than the back foot. And typically your weight, and there's last night, again, watch where the foot ends up. I mean, you're closed, and your weight generally is going to that front foot. So when you're landing on that front foot and your weight goes to that front foot, it's harder to get out of the way. And so obviously having a lot of success is Josh Harrison, sitting right around 300 the entire year. But the on-base percentage is going up as well, with all the hit-by pitches.
But it is so interesting because, again, 14 already. The Pirates' record, by the way, Jason Kendall twice was hit 31 times in the season. So right now, Jay is approaching that halfway mark toward that Pirate record. But the remarkable thing, John, is that he's hit below the waist all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen over the years a player hit this much below the waist?
Not that I can recall. And again, I think teams know that Josh is more of a free swinger. He's not a guy that's going to go up there and work walks. And he'll draw his walks, but he's not up there looking to walk. He's up there looking to hit. And he has that ability to hit pitches that are off the plate.
Popped way up there, and Eric Thames will make the catch.
And he has the ability, and I've always thought that, and there's times where I've thought he was even further from the plate than what we showed you in 2015. And he'd still be able to go out there and hit pitches like breaking balls down and away off the plate, just because he has that ability. He has such good hands as a hitter, so he can go out there and slap a ball on the right or slap the ball up the middle and still be able to cover when they pitched him inside. Okay, and so I think now that he's closer to the plate, he sees less pitches away, because I think teams know he can hit that pitch that's off the plate away, and so they have to try to get him out in. And not only in with the fastball, but in with the breaking ball. And if you're going to get breaking balls in, generally speaking, they're going to be down and in. I mean, he's been hit with quite a few breaking balls, and fastballs as well, but I think that's another way that they're trying to attack Josh, is with pitches inside. And if you miss, and it's obviously if his foot's landing on the batter's box line, you don't have to miss much inside to get hit. He was wanting to go here.
Yeah.
He started to go, put on the brakes. By the time Hader realized it and threw over, Josh had time to get back.
Waiting to see if they want to challenge. No. Takes off, and he'll make it without a throw. Josh Harrison, 7th stolen base. And the fact that he was nearly picked off did not scare him off from attempting the steal, and he makes it without a throw.
Well, that's the one thing we know. Jay, he's going on first move there. Got the huge jump, no chance. Even if the handle was able to be, the pitch was able to be handled by Pena. But the one thing he's not is fearful.
Fearless.
He is fearless.
Yeah.
Yes, he. And again, I thought he set the tone right there in the first inning on the base hit by Polanco. The ball was hit hard to right. He didn't hesitate. He went first to third.
David Freese had a first inning infield RBI single. Jose Osuna, a 3-run homer, part of the 6-run first. Jay twice hit by pitches in this ball game. Elias Diaz, a late addition to the lineup. Francisco Cervelli under the weather. Josh Hader, the Brewers' top pitching prospect, strikes out Freese. A couple of punch outs. 7-2 Pirates. Pitch went to third on a base hit to right. David Freese, an infield single, scored Jay Hay. Andrew McCutchen then with the bases loaded, a 2-run single. Jose Osuna getting the start at first base tonight. Hits his 5th home run of the year and his 2nd off of Zach Davies to make it 6-0 after Nick Franklin homered in the 2nd. In the 3rd, Andrew McCutchen, a no-doubter. 2nd in as many nights, his 14th of the year. He's 3 for 3. Chad Kuhl goes only 5. But kept the Brewers, for the most part, at bay. They would strand, in his 5 innings of work, 8 men. He's done for the night. 7 hits, a couple of walks, 6 strikeouts. Andrew McCutchen, 3 of the 10 Pirate hits.
Well, it's up to the bullpen to hold the Brewers down. Edgar Santana, his 5th big league appearance. Hard sinker thrower, 4.15 ERA, 7 punch outs in those 4 1/3 innings.
This fluid Pirates bullpen. And Hurdle trying to put the right guys in the right spot, certain innings, next match at times. Deep short, Mercer on the move, and a nice play by Jordy Mercer. No, the first base umpire says Osuna came off the bag. First base umpire is the crew chief, Jerry Lane.
Obviously, they're going to look at it. You saw Jordy Mercer got that throw off, and he's so accurate even when he's on the move. But that ball getting there well before Arcia.
They're going to challenge it. Oh, he didn't have the ball in his glove. That's what it was. That last replay showed the ball was out of his glove. Question is, on the Allegheny Health Network Super Mode, does he have it long enough?
He's got it.
And then watch as he goes back. And that replay didn't extend it, but as he went back, that's when Jerry Lane called him safe. He wasn't able to keep control of the ball. The second time he tried to take his foot when the play was ended in his mind. He took his foot off the bag and the ball dribbled out.
Yeah, I mean,
what's interesting though, John, is that I don't know, does any other replay extend? And if it doesn't, if no other replay that they're seeing in New York doesn't go beyond what we just saw, you got to overturn it.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah, that's kind of bizarre. I mean, definitely.
Let's see how far this replay goes.
Yeah, I mean, looks like the foot's on the bag. The hop.
So now he's trying that. If the replay continues, that doesn't. As he tries to come off the bag when the play is over. See if he.
That
right
there looks
here.
like. I mean, that there looked like the ball definitely came out.
Yeah. He's safe. Call stands.
Now, how do they roll it? Who do you give the error to?
Is it an error or just a hit?
Or they give it a hit? I mean, when the ball arrives in time, the ball's caught in time.
They give him an error. Osuna. Here's Keon Broxton, his first at bat. Arcia, 2 hits and then reaching on the air. Broxton started last night in center field and was 1 for 3 plus a walk. Edgar Santana last pitched on Sunday against the Cubs. We asked Clint Hurdle about Pirates having any interest in Neftali Feliz, who was signed as a free agent by the Brewers this year and was their closer, but was ineffective and was released. So he is essentially a free agent. And he said that there have been internal discussions, is all Clint Hurdle would say.
Yeah, he was pretty effective for the Pirates.
Yeah, the Pirates, I think, even discussed keeping Feliz.
I know he was shut down in September. Thought maybe he was going to have elbow issue.
62 appearances out of the Pirates bullpen last year.
That's a guess swing right there. You're up in the count 2-0. Broxton with a ton of strikeouts for the center fielder, and this pitch well out of the zone. You're down 5 runs. I mean, you need base runners. You don't need majestic home runs. And I think Broxton loves hitting the long ball so much to where he can be undisciplined and end up chasing pitches well out of the zone.
The other day or last week, he hit the longest home run in Busch Stadium history, Keon Broxton, but he has struck out a major league leading 97 times and 221 at bats.
I mean, that's way too many. Unless you're hitting 50 homers, you shouldn't be striking out pretty much every other at bat.
Three and 2 on Keon Broxton, traded over before last year from the Pirates for Jason Rogers. So Tom Prince there, give a sign to Elias Diaz. That's a fair ball. Into the corner. And Frazier with some trouble. A run will score at a 7-3.
Two-seam fastball running in on Broxton, able to get the bat head out, get it inside the line past David Freese. Couldn't exactly see from where we are what happened. Yeah, that ball kind of came up and gets by Adam Frazier.
A double for Broxton. Scores Arcia. Ray Searage talking to the young rookie.
Play down the corner, always a tough play, especially when you have those angles. Right field, it's a little more, almost at a right angle, and the ball will go in there and kind of stop. Not the case down there in left field. And the only thing you could do differently, what Adam Frazier could have done differently, is kind of given himself a little more room, not get so tight into that corner where that ball can take a crazy hop and get by you. But just hard to predict. So Ray Searage buying some time for the bullpen. It's Tony Watson gets up.
Lefty hitting. Eric Sogard is 2 for 3 against Chad Kuhl. Kuhl 98 pitches in his 5 innings of work. And now Diaz guns to third, and Broxton is going to be out.
That's a tough out right there. I mean, for the Brewers, again, you're down 4 runs. There's nobody out. You have a chance to manufacture another, at least one here in the 6th. There's a lot of ball game left. You can't make outs on the bases. That's just a poor decision by Broxton. There's times to be aggressive. There's times not to be aggressive, and this is not a time to be aggressive, as Diaz does a great job of recovering, able to pick it up with the bare hand. That ball beats him by 10 feet. But even if it's changed,
might be,
it's still a bad decision. I mean, you have to know as a base runner, I'm down 4 runs. There's nobody out. I don't want to make the first out at third. I don't want to make it out on the bases, period. With 1 out, maybe. But in my mind, I got to be thinking, if I'm going to advance 90 feet, I have to advance 90 feet without a play. I got to be able to get there standing. I can't afford to make a mistake on the bases.
Craig Counsell and the Brewers challenge the call on the field by third base umpire Mike Estabrook. The out call Broxton checking out the huge video board in center, as is Elias Diaz. And Counsell. And the umps.
Part of it looks like that he may have gotten. Man, that's so close. That may have gotten that left hand in there before the tag comes up around the belt.
He is out. So earlier in this inning, the Pirates challenged the call at first. That call stood. This call is confirmed. Kickoff by Diaz, 2-5. A big first out. Keon Broxton trying to advance on a ball in the dirt.
And that's a big break.
Eric Sogard. 1-1. Sogard against Chad Kuhl doubled in the first, struck out on a 3-2 pitch in the second, and a bunt single in the fourth. He had 2 on with 1 out after that bunt hit, but Kuhl struck out the next 2 batters as Broxton back in the dugout thinking about that bad play after the double. 2-2. Full count on Sogard.
He's done a good job of seeing some pitches, hitting the mistakes.
Eric Thames on deck. And now Sogard is on. That's going to be it.
That out at third looms even larger. I mean, could have 2 on, nobody out. Clint Hurdle going to bring in Tony Watson to face the left-handed hitting Thames.
Tony Watson coming in the 6th inning with a man aboard and 1 out. Thrones night on Thursday, June 29th, when the Pirates host the Tampa Bay Rays in interleague play. at 7:05. Purchase now and get a House Pirates Game of Thrones Stein with your game ticket. Head to pirates.com/Game of Thrones. Edgar Santana done after facing 3 hitters in the 6th. Got 1 out. Error was charged to Jose Osuna. And now Tony Watson.
4-1, 4.65. The ERA, his 30th appearance, 31 innings. Just hard to believe that Tony allows opponents to hit .305 so far this year.
And really hard to believe if you look at the splits this year for Tony Watson. That is what really is a stunner. Lefties are hitting .349 against Tony Watson.
Good slider there.
Thames was 0 for 3. There are the splits.
All the home runs coming against righties.
Watson did pitch a couple of scoreless innings against these Brewers in the middle game of the series back in May. A game the Pirates won 2-1 in 10. He got the win. And Thames goes down for a 3rd straight time in this ball game, and for the 6th time in the first 2 games of the series.
Yeah, he has not looked good. The Pirates have pitched him tough. They've got him with fastballs. They've got him with breaking balls, and that was a real good breaking ball from Tony Watson. A big sweeper. Just kept running away from the bat. And the big power hitting lefty.
Domingo Santana also 0 for 3 against Chad Kuhl. That's a fair ball. Just inside 3rd. It's a double for Santana. That snaps his hitless string. It was 0 for 17.
Yeah, just a chopper. He didn't get extended on it. He just pounded it into the ground, and lucky it stayed fair, just inside the line once again. That time Frazier charges it nicely. He knows it's going to come off that little angled part, so he is able to come in and get to it quickly. A little bobble, but wouldn't have made a difference.
Travis Shaw, 1 out of 2 plus a walk. Daniel Hudson up in the Pirates pen.
Shawboy picks that leg up early and just kind of waits. Big breaking ball. Looked like that front leg was up for 3 seconds before that ball finally got into the mid of Diaz. That was a very late swing. 94 on the hands. Gets it up early, holds it up there, and didn't get it down in time. You don't get that foot down in time, you hit the ball behind you like that.
Tough play coming up here. Freese going to barehand, and he's going to get him. David Freese gets Travis Shaw. The Brewers score an unearned run. Tony Watson, after striking out Thames and giving up the double to Santana, gets Shaw to chop one. Freese makes the play. Bucks up 7-3. Go to the 7th inning. David Freese, fine play. It's Travis Shaw, a barehand play.
That was a heck of a play. Shaw, not a very fast runner. I like the way Freese was positioned, really. You know, 2 strikes. He's not playing too deep or too far off. Just for that play, a little dribbler, being able to be in a position to make the play. He does the off-balance throw as well as anybody.
Elias Diaz chops one to the right side. Hader covers. There's another look.
Yeah, not playing too deep or too far off. And again, that's a little swinging bunt, and had to do everything perfectly. The bare hand, the accurate off-balance throw, and the frustration is, I'm thinking Shaw probably thought he had himself an infield hit. Freese says no.
There's Andrew McCutchen. Average up to 268 now with the 14 homers and 43 RBIs. Facing this top pitching prospect in the Brewers organization, Josh Hader, who figures to be a starter. They called him up earlier this month. Work out of the bullpen initially. Love this arm. 3-0.
AAA, unfortunately for Brewers prospects, is in Colorado Springs, especially the pitching prospects, not so much position player prospects. As the ball flies down there.
He walks McCutchen on 4 pitches.
But yeah, you look at his AAA numbers in 12 games started and see a 5.37 ERA. He's thinking, wow, top prospect. 5.37 ERA. Pop-ups go for homers down in Colorado Springs.
They picked him up, deadline deal 2 years ago from the Astros. One of the players they got for Carlos Gomez and Mike Fiers. Originally drafted by the Orioles. And ball 1 to Jose Osuna, so right away Pena out to talk to him.
players, boy, they look like the big hair and the beard.
Yep.
He's definitely in.
Somebody's got the beard. Trevor Williams. Talking there with Jameson Tyone. Trevor Williams goes tomorrow night. Ivan Nova on Thursday afternoon. Then the Pirates head to St. Louis. And again, a reminder, they're back home for a 6-game homestand. A 3-game series with the Tampa Bay Rays. And then the Giants will be in. Right at the shortstop. 7th inning stretch here in Milwaukee. Pirates need 9 outs from the bullpen.
Telecast is presented by the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Check out the Nissan Road Ahead. Tomorrow night we join you at 7:30 for Game 3 of this 4-game series. Trevor Williams against Junior Guerra. And then Ivan Nova starts the concluding game of this 4-game set on Thursday afternoon, 1:30. We'll join you with Chase Anderson. Pitched very well for the Brewers this season. Daniel Hudson on the mound for the Pirates. Manny Pena at the plate.
Hudson, 34th appearance. 1-2, 4.97 the ERA. 28 punch outs in 29 innings.
Juan Nicasio, by the way, is fine, according to Clint Hurdle. He was available even on Sunday.
That fastball just explodes by Pena there at 96.
One ball, 2 strikes. This will be the first out. Daniel Hudson gets Pena to start the bottom of the 7th.
The left fielder.
There's Juan Nicasio after his very brief outing Friday night. Talked of fatigue. Friday night he threw 6 pitches. But the next day, Clint Hurdle said he felt some fatigue to the 3rd batter he faced, Tommy La Stella. But he was ready to go Sunday if need be. Pirates ended up losing 7-1. And last night it was Garrett Cole's game. Pirates won big 8-1. Jan Mariñas finished up.
I have to assume we'll see Juan tonight, unless the Pirates break it open in the top of the 8th.
Ball and a strike on Franklin, who has been on base 3 times. Chad Cole, 5 innings, couple of runs, 7 hits. Franklin homered off of him in the 2nd, and then drove in a run with a double in the 3rd.
Have you seen on scoreboards anywhere where they show the hit speed?
I've not, but I don't pay much attention.
I'm just, they have it here. I don't remember seeing it anywhere else.
No.
And I just noticed it literally on that foul ball that Franklin hit.
So every batted ball?
It shows the hit speed.
that?
It shows the pitch speed, yes. Even on a foul ball. Yeah.
My goodness.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I don't know who developed this thing and figured this out, but it is truly remarkable the things that the computer can figure out in a snap of a finger. Miles per hour of the runner, how fast he's running, you know, how much distance he can cover,
outfield play,
route efficiency.
There's Mercer in shallow center field, and he gets him. Retiring Franklin.
Nicely done by Jordy. You know, the ball wasn't hit all that hard. It wasn't barreled. Mishit it a bit, so Jordy was able to get over there. You see off the end of the bat. Jordy knows he has time. He shows off that strong throwing arm.
Jordy Mercer has gone 47 games since his last error. Going back to April 26th. Statistically speaking, in terms of fielding percentage and batting average, right up there as one of the top shortstops in the league. Hernan Perez pinch hitting for Hader. Out in front 0-2. Carlos Torres will be next for Milwaukee. Bucks have not been able to retire the Brewers in order tonight, nor has a Brewers pitcher, Davies or Hader, retired the Pirates in order. Hudson trying to do that would be a shot in the arm for this Pirates bullpen. Again, as Clint Hurdle and Ray Searage try to figure it all out. Ideally, those roles are defined. That's the way it's been for a number of years in the Pirates bullpen. You knew who was pitching the 9th, who was setting up in the 8th, 7th. And a pop up on the infield.
Nicely done.
Daniel Hudson, 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 7th. Go to the 8th. Bucks up by 4. See light. All active duty, reserve, veteran, and retired service members and their families get $10 off select Sunday through Thursday home games at PNC Park. For more information, go to pirates.com/military. Gregory Polanco and Jose Osuna got the Pirates off to that big early lead. Osuna 3-run homer. Polanco had a single, has 2 hits tonight. Bucks up 7-3, going to the 8th.
Carlos Torres, his 37th appearance, pretty much an inning per game, 29 punch-outs. ERA just under 5, opponent average just under 3.
Want to know on Mercer? Up the middle. Jordy Mercer already extended his hitting streak to 10 straight games with that triple in the first. He's 2 for 4. Now Josh Bell will pinch hit for Hudson. Juan Nicasio will indeed pitch the 8th. The Cardinals and the Phillies were tied at 1 going into the 11th inning, and Cardinals explode for 7 at the top of the 11th. Yadier Molina, Tommy Pham hit home runs. So if the Pirates get 6 more outs and win tonight, they and the Cardinals will be 4 back. Chicago, the Cubs, are leading 2-0 in the 8th inning at Wrigley over the Padres. They could be just a half game back after tonight.
Things remain jumbled in the Central. All the wins are out west this year.
Yep.
It seems like at least the last 3-4 years they've all come out of the Central.
Bell last night 0 for 5. won for his last 11. Actually won for his last 12.
How did he hit that?
Don't know. Name steps on the bag and one down.
And we've talked about it before. The way he can kind of manipulate his hands and pull them in. Well, he really pulled them in.
Wow.
That pitch almost hits him. In just kind of protection mode. And so it's one thing to be able to go and make contact with the ball, but to keep it fair, how do you make that stay fair?
Look at that.
That's crazy.
That is exactly, Josh. That is unbelievable.
Something you'd see in wiffle ball.
Yep. Talking about it on the bench. Laughing about it on the bench. Adam Frazier. He has one of the 11 hits. Bucks won 8-1 last night, and recreating the Josh Bell at bat, David Freese.
Crazy stuff.
Ray Searage had a comment that Buckles McCutchen and hit towards center. Broxton in left center. And Mercer will move up 90 feet. 2 away. Bring up Josh Harrison. And Jordy Mercer, best batting average in the major leagues since May 22nd, and 2 more hits tonight. Talked about McCutchen and Mercer and Freese. We started this telecast, what they've been doing in June, and they keep it going. Freese has extended his on-base streak to 18 straight games. 10-gamer now for Mercer, 10-game hitting streak. And of course, McCutchen on base 4 times, 3 hits, 3 more RBIs, another home run.
He's hot. Well, he can't wait to get up there again. How about Jay? I wonder if anybody's like an everyday player has ever been hit more times than they've been walked. He's at 14 and 17. 17 walks, 14.
My gosh.
Marte might make a run at
Yeah.
that too. I mean, I just remember last year it seemed like he may have been hit more times than he's walked.
Hit twice tonight. Jameson Tyone and Trevor Williams. Part of the next homestand, we talked about the Tampa Bay Rays are coming to town Tuesday night, 3-game series. And then the Giants, and a Jameson Tyone replica kids jersey will be given away that Sunday game. Go to Pirates.com and check it out. And a liner to short will end Pirates half of the 8th. Juan Nicasio will be coming on. 6 more outs to get to within 4 of the Brewers in the Central. shots to the sounds of the Clarks. They're coming to Stage AE this Saturday night. Scott Blasey and his crew. Great Bucco fans. Oh, see the Clarks Stage AE this Saturday night. It's going to be in St. Louis this weekend. Juan Nicasio now. This is Orlando Arcia.
On 33rd appearance, 1-3, 2.45. The ERA, opponents hitting just 2.36 against him. Just over a strikeout per inning.
This is his first outing since Friday night. They gave up 4 runs in that 9th inning. The Pirates were up 4-3. Jason Hayward, who has great career numbers against him, doubled on the first pitch. Wilson Contreras followed with an RBI double. Timely Listella next singled. Behind 3-1, and then an intentional walk was ordered, and that was it for Nicasio. Tony Watson came on, gave up back-to-back hits, a disastrous 6-run 9th. And 3-2.
Maybe a little help on that 3-1 pitch. Arcia not looking to get on base there, looking to hit a ball as far as he could. Borderline strike.
Free pass to start the 8th. Brings up Keon Broxton. Well, almost 24,000 on hand tonight, hoping their Brewers can rally. Tom Prince. Like Clint Hurdle wants for Rivero up. Broxton RBI double in the 6th against Edgar Santana.
Blows it by him.
Juan Nicasio was in the Pirates rotation in the start of last year.
Did he not lead the team in strikeouts?
I think he did. 138.
It's a little shocking he hasn't racked up strikeouts this year like he did last year. I mean, he's just pretty much at a strikeout per inning. His stuff's the same. Maybe throwing more fastballs. Seems like he's throwing more fastballs this year than sliders. I mean, he used to.
Yeah, that slider was devastating.
Yeah, he used to just bury righties with that slider and go to it as an out pitch. Let's see if Diaz calls for it here. He does.
And gets him with it.
Nowhere close.
Broxton strikes out again, adding to his league-leading total.
Real close to that one. And after seeing the fastballs in, and he was late and way out in front.
Nicasio now faces Eric Sogard. Sogard's first 3 at bats were against Chad Kuhl. Still in line to get a W. Kuhl went the minimum 5 necessary. A ball and a strike. Diaz again guns it toward first.
Shouldn't worry too much about the running game, up by 4.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That last pitch, a strike called to Sogard.
Just not looking to locate either. Juan just came right at Broxton with fastballs in the zone, and 2 right there to Sogard.
I wonder why bother even.
Yeah.
What difference does that guy make over there at first base? You're up 7-4.
And knowing Craig Counsell, he's not going anywhere.
Two and 2 on Sogard. And Nicasio working with Elias Diaz, the rookie. You know, Francisco Cervelli and he have developed this thing where Cervelli says, okay, hurry up or slow down. But Nicasio very methodical now. Pretty much the same pace. Tap toward third. Freese gonna barehand and get him.
Oh my goodness.
David Freese goes with a barehand play deep third and gets the out of Sogard, 2 away.
Yeah, that was trouble right off the bat. You're thinking, well, that with Sogard with decent speed, a chopper where Freese had to go to his right. You don't know if he'd have a play, but not only does he have a play, he has a barehand play. That's 2 in a row for David Freese. 1 big one to end the bottom of the 6th inning here, out number 2 in the 8th. And I think that's the only way he gets him. That's just one heck of a play. He knows what he's doing. He's going to act like, oh yeah, I'll shut my eyes, hope to get lucky. But boy, he can play some defense.
Eric Thames now with the runner at second and 2 outs in the 8th. Yes, Robbie is downstairs and he knows what some of those folks were yelling, some of his teammates. Robbie?
Yeah, you saw him looking back there at the dugout. That was actually his reaction to Garrett Cole asking him a question from the Pirates dugout. That question was, hey, do you want me to hold your glove for you while you're out there? That was what got his attention and the subsequent reaction. All the guys in the dugout pretty impressed with that barehanded play by David Freese.
2 barehand plays the last 3 innings, so they figure why not just keep your glove in here. It was a moment ago, the dugout yelling, hey, let's keep the dugout. Keep that glove in here. Oh, 1-2 on Thames. Can Nicasio make it 4 straight punch-outs of Thames? Oh my goodness. Yes. 4 straight Ks of Eric Thames. 7-3 Pittsburgh.
Brought to you by Barrel. Visit Barrel.com to learn more about our 3 conveniently located collision centers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
7-3 Pirates lead. Go to the 9th here at Milwaukee. Game 2 of 4 with the Brewers. David Freese on deck. That outstanding play, the bare hand. And now Gregory Polanco looks for his 3rd hit of the game. Faces Carlos Torres.
Torres has one of those fastballs that takes off. Just watching the hitter and the reaction, it just one of those deceptive fastballs that looks like it's thrown a lot harder than it actually is.
Felipe Rivero. It will not be a save situation, but 3 very important outs to get.
Wasn't sure about that one, thought it was down. Similar to the pitch we talked about with Adam Frazier. You know, there's certain pitchers that throw that fastball. Frazier was caught looking in the 6th. The ball looks like it's down and it just kind of stays. That one was down though. It kind of stays on the same plane.
Foul back. 2-2 on Polanco. Two hits last night. And 2 more tonight. Foul. A lot of youngsters on hand, Little League night. Pirate fans, see a lot of those as well. This 4-game series, close to 24,000 were here at the beginning. Well, last night we had the Pittsburgh chapter of Hogs here at Miller Park. The Harley Owners Group, led by Greg and Cassidy Haas. They rode their Harleys from Pittsburgh for last night's game. They rode to Loudington, Michigan, took the ferry across Lake Michigan to Milwaukee.
It's fastball by him at 93 upstairs. And
we got a bunch of pictures, tweets, Instagram Mentioned Little League night, hashtag Bucks Booth. See Tom Robinson with his Little League picture. Kingsport, Tennessee in 1971. And the Post-Gazette, Stephen Nesbitt. Proud Pony team. Thanks for those. And keep submitting your photos. Salute your Little League team, your players. Hashtag Bucks Booth. Try and get to some more tomorrow night. David Freese grew up in the St. Louis area. Big Cardinals fan. Ended up playing for the Cardinals. He was a World Series hero. And Torres will retire him for the second out. Which means Elias Diaz is going to have to find a way to get on base for Andrew McCutchen to come to the plate. There we are, black and gold, spotted throughout Miller Park.
Great place to come visit.
Yeah, it is. Yep, great secret.
Bucco fan, and we come here 2 more times, make the trip up.
And this division, again, it's there for the taking, and the Pirates 3 outs away from creeping to within 4 games. A long way on the other way, hit by Diaz. He is 1 for 4. Every one of the starting 8 position players has at least reached base safely. Six-run first inning for the Pirates. He jumped on Zach Davies. He allowed 7 runs in his 5 innings on 10 hits. Andrew McCutchen with 3 of them, including the home run that led off the 3rd. Cardinals beat the Phillies 8-1 in 11. Cubs are leading 4-0 over the Padres in the 9th at Wrigley. And popped up. Santana will make the catch. Pirates go down in order for the first time tonight. See if Felipe Rivero can have a quick, efficient bottom of the 9th. Game 2 of this series, Pirates and Brewers continue the 4-gamer from Milwaukee tomorrow night. Trevor Williams scheduled to take the hill for the Pirates. Brewers go with Junior Guerra. Coverage begins at 7:30 with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. Pirates, Little Leaguers. Trevor Williams will look to match what Garrett Cole did, and to a degree Chad Kuhl, who gave the Pirates 5, was hoping to go more, but gave up just the 2 runs on 7 hits. For his 2nd win of the season, Felipe Rivero.
37th appearance, .72 the ERA, 41 punch-outs.
1 pitch.
1 quick out.
That is what you really like to see, because though it's not a safe situation, again, 3 big outs, now 2 outs, and you want to have him available for tomorrow night.
It's been impressive since he's been closing out games. His 3 saves, all more than an inning, and all 3 times under 20 pitches.
Yeah. Oh, 0-1, Travis Shaw. Ground ball, backhand Harrison, out number 2.
3 pitches, 3 swings, 2 quick outs.
Nothing better than this. Felipe Rivero came on in the 9th inning on Saturday and shut the door, got the last 5 outs. Now Manny Pena. There is this debate about the Pirates wanting to use Rivero for important outs, maybe outside the 9th inning. But when you have a dominating guy who could close out games, it's so disheartening for the opponent.
Oh, yeah.
Knows that you've got to have the lead before you reach the 8th inning. Rivero has shown he can get 4 or 5, maybe even 6 outs.
It's pretty remarkable. I mean, the only guy you can even think of talking about is Chapman.
Yep.
I mean, this is Chapman-like stuff.
Yep.
I mean, maybe not quite the velocity, but what he lacks in velocity, I think he has in pitchability with secondary pitches. Good changeup, good slider, good curveball. Can throw them all for strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes. To left, Frazier coming on, and a diving catch by Adam Frazier. So raise the Jolly Roger in Milwaukee for a 2nd straight night. Get the Bucks to within 4 of the Brewers.
And he couldn't ask for anything more. You come into Milwaukee and the 1st place team. The Bucks are swinging the bats better, but you get 2 good pitching performances from Cole last night. Chad Kuhl able to pitch into and out of some trouble. The offense again making a statement in the 1st, putting up the 6th spot. Some good defense. You saw the way it ended up there with